Stop Selling and Start Leading: How to Make Extraordinary Sales Happen by James M. Kouzes, Barry Posner and Deb Calvert. The best way to increase B2B sales is to replace stereotypical sales behaviors with the leadership behaviors buyers desire. To do so, you must become a genuine leader. This takes time and effort, but anyone can do it. Developing yourself as a leader is crucial self-development. Exemplary leadership calls for embracing 5 practices. Model the way by showing you are trustworthy. Inspire a shared vision by presenting an exciting picture of the future to your buyers. Challenge the process by being inventive, experimenting and taking risks. Enable others to act by collaborating with B2B buyers who prefer direct involvement on all sales. Encourage the heart by connecting with your buyers in a meaningful, satisfying way. Summary: B2B buyers want to buy from leaders. All business-to-business salespeople need to act like leaders. This shouldn't be a difficult transition. Salespeople, in fact, anyone, can readily develop leadership skills. When B2B salespeople act like leaders, they elevate all aspects of selling and transform stressful sales transactions into enjoyable purchasing experiences for everyone. Buyers will not believe the message if they don't believe in the messenger. When B2B salespeople consistently behave like leaders, buyers eventually, usually sooner rather than later, shelve their natural suspicions and cynicism about someone who is trying to sell to them. As B2B buyers adjust their thinking, they grow ready for salespeople leaders to guide them to make smart purchase decisions. B2B salespeople who are leaders can become the buyer's trusted guides and external partners. The first person you have to sell is yourself. You have to believe that your values are worthy and that what you do matters. Changing buyers' attitudes, helping them see you as a leader and not as a deal-seeking salesperson, doesn't have to be a grim exercise. If buyers trust you and believe you are credible, they'll want you to lead. It's you, and not the buyer, who has the necessary expertise in your product or service area. That makes it natural for you to take the lead. Credibility. Securing the trust of B2B buyers is vital to your sales success. Your goal is to establish your personal credibility, which requires making sure your actions match your words. Always deliver on your commitments to your customer. If you say you'll be at the buyer's office at 3 p.m., then that's when you show up, not at 3:05. If you say your product or service will deliver the best solution for the buyer's problem, make sure it does. Offer the buyer specific benefits instead of generic positives that could apply to many different commercial offerings. Learning is a master skill. In a rapidly changing world, it's also a survival skill. Failure to live up to your promises with buyers will be a deal breaker. When B2B buyers describe salespeople they see as credible, they name people who do what they say they will do. Good intentions mean nothing, only actions count. The 5 practices of exemplary leadership. Earn your client's trust by adopting 5 practices of exemplary leadership. Together, these practices demonstrate leadership, earn buyers' trust and establish your necessary mutual connection with them. Each of the 5 leadership behaviors involves 2 leadership commitments. As you adopt the behaviors and commitments, you'll learn the steps you can take to get your buyers on your side. Taken together, these leadership practices, commitments and action steps create your behavioral blueprint for sales success. They are: 1. Model the way. B2B buyers want to deal with salespeople they deem trustworthy. Your behavior with buyers must show they can trust you. You need to come across as credible, reliable and relatable. You want buyers to see that their best interests are uppermost in your mind. You can set a good example for others, including your sales team, and become a model leader by fulfilling these 2 leadership commitments. Clarify values. Your closely held values are the principles that should guide all aspects of your life. Be certain about the values that are most important to you. Identify these values, leverage them to establish common ground, that is, consensus, with your B2B buyers. Establish your independent voice. Affirm the values you share with others, including B2B buyers. Assist your buyers so they feel free to speak with you about what most concerns them. Set the example. Quality leaders operate with the highest standards and expectations for themselves. They take pride in everything they say and do. They make sure that they live in a way that serves as a positive example. This is how true leaders operate, and it's how you want to behave with B2B buyers, indeed, with everyone. Regularly ask your buyers to identify their priorities. Solicit feedback about their attitudes toward your future actions on their behalf. 2. Inspire a shared vision. As a salesperson who behaves as a leader, you must be visionary. Imagine the most positive possible future for your buyers. As you make your sales offer, communicate desirable future scenarios to your buyers. Sharing an enthusiastic vision with them is an opportunity to establish the credibility you need. Leadership commitments for this trait are: envision the future. B2B buyers want their salespeople to be forward-thinking professionals. Communicate to buyers that you anticipate bright future opportunities for them when they use your offerings in support of their businesses. Your presentations for buyers should always show them how you can make things special, not ordinary, for them in the future. Always ask one question after each interaction with a B2B buyer: what's next? Work hard to ensure that you and your buyers are on the same page. Enlist others. Your sales job will become easier if you recruit people within the buyer's organization to act as internal champions on your behalf. These people will promote you, your company and your offerings to the primary purchase decision makers. Ask buyers about their most important aspirations. Incorporate their input in all future communication with them. Tell stories and use testimonials so buyers can relate, intellectually and emotionally, to your proposals. 3. Challenge the process. Effective salespeople are risk takers. They experiment, try new things and challenge the established order. The business as usual approach is not for them. The leadership commitments for this trait are: search for opportunities. The best leaders stay current and knowledgeable about the latest trends and developments. As a B2B salesperson, stay plugged into what's going on so you can leverage your knowledge for the benefit of your buyers. They will regard you favorably as a catalyst for change. Step out of your comfort zone. To remain up to date with your buyers, continually ask, what's new? What's next? What's better? Experiment and take risks. Leaders act boldly despite the possibility of failure. Demonstrate your intrepid spirit. Research shows that salespeople with pluck are 3 to 4 times as productive as those who are spineless. In sales, small wins always matter. Work hard to achieve them. The more experience you gain, the stronger you will become. Set up pilot projects and market trials to determine what works best. 4. Enable others to act. In today's B2B sales, you often must secure approval from multiple decision makers to make a sale. To close business, you need to be able to collaborate. B2B sales require engaging with others, often with an entire team of people from inside your buyer's organization. Your goal should be to help them feel in charge, enabled and ready to buy from you. Leadership commitments for this trait are: foster collaboration. Sales is the ultimate collaborative endeavor, a sharing of purpose and responsibility between the salesperson and the buyer. As multiple decision makers join the purchasing process, a growing trend today, the degree of collaboration needed significantly increases. Collaborative relationships can't exist without trust, so work hard to earn the trust of your buyers. Start by opening up about yourself. Let them know who you are, what your values are, and what you hope to do for them. Show your buyers that you trust them. To foster collaboration, demonstrate that you trust them long before you expect them to begin to trust you. Learn everything you can about your buyers. Ask questions, and listen to the answers. Direct everything you say and do toward enhancing your relationships with them. Strengthen others. To get your B2B buyers on your side, help them build their confidence in themselves and in their discernment and judgment. You want your buying contacts to be as psychologically strong as possible. They will have a lot of work to do on their own, including convincing their colleagues that buying your product or service makes strong business sense. To strengthen and support your buyers, make sure they have all possible information they need to argue your case. Make them in full control of all of the particulars of any potential sale. Demonstrate complete confidence in your buyers and total consideration of their needs. 5. Encourage the heart. As an effective B2B sales professional, you must partner with your buyers. This will be impossible unless you establish a meaningful connection with them. The good news is that B2B buyers also want to establish strong connections with the salespeople with whom they do business. This calls for more than obligatory courtesy. Among other things, this means you must touch their hearts. Leadership commitments for this trait are: recognize contributions. Buyers extend themselves and take risks when they decide to purchase from you and your firm. Go out of your way to recognize and encourage these contributions of confidence by buyers on your behalf. Action steps in this area include conveying your positive expectations to buyers that the sales or projects you're developing with them will always work out nicely to everyone's satisfaction. Always be courteous with buyers and everyone else. Say please and thank you. Make buyers and other people happy they know you. Celebrate the values and victories. Salespeople connect insiders from their buyers' firms with relevant people in their own companies who complete sales orders, provide customer support, and so on. These connections shouldn't be all business all the time arrangements. They should be enjoyable, even celebratory, connections. Always demonstrate your gratitude to your buyers and internal partners. Action steps in celebrating values and victories include working hard to develop a sense of community with your buyers. You want them to feel that you and they are in total agreement about their commercial wants and needs and how your products or services satisfy those important requirements. The more fun you can have presenting your offerings and the more you can help buyers enjoy the sales experience, the less stress they will feel and the more likely they will be to buy from you again. Communicate to buyers that you always have their backs. Teach yourself to become a leader. Leadership requires special skills and processes that you can learn. Teaching yourself to become a leader will take time and effort, but you can do it. Practice your leadership skills daily and every minute you spend with B2B customers. More choices. More decision makers. More complexity. More workload. More distractions. Getting through the purchasing cycle with a buyer has never been more difficult. You don't need to be a natural-born leader or overflowing with charisma. Leadership isn't about genetics or personality. It represents a way of thinking, speaking, acting, and presenting yourself. You can control each of these factors. All successful leaders do. You must be disciplined and work hard to transform new leadership behaviors into habits which, over time, become automatic. Recruit someone you trust, a mentor, coach or colleague, to give you feedback on your leadership development. People can't assess the extent of their own development objectively. You need feedback from someone you trust. Collaboration between sellers and buyers is critical for achieving and sustaining high performance. As more decision makers become involved in purchasing, you'll need skills to navigate conflicting interests. Leadership development is fundamentally self-development. To become a successful leader, you must lead yourself, too. When you engage in self-development, you gain self-confidence, an essential leadership characteristic. This process will make you feel good about yourself, inspire those around you and motivate your B2B clients to do what you want them to do, buy from you. Buyers associate quality listening with trustworthiness and respect. By listening for feelings, you can empathize and connect emotionally, which goes a long way in building trust. About the authors. James Kouzes is the Dean's Executive Fellow of Leadership for the Leavey School of Business at Santa Clara University, where leadership professor Barry Posner holds the Accolti Chair. Deb Calvert is the president and founder of People First Productivity Solutions.